I'm looking for it. Okay, give me a second here. Okay, stop bothering me.
This could all go horribly wrong at any minute.
Hello and welcome to the 207th edition of Lewis Black's Rantcast entitled hahahahaHaHaHaHaHaHaHa. Well, and so it begins. Yes, let the laughs roll in as today we begin anew with our new president who really is right on top. Look, okay, I just keep hearing, we got to give him time because really got to fake. No, A lot of the stuff that's occurring are already punchlines, all right? And they are. A lot of his nominees, punchlines. Peter Hedgehog, or whatever his name is, Hedgepath, whatever. What kind of a resume has he got? Huh? Oh, well, he worked with Fox News and he worked at it's the largest, it's massive, the Pentagon. It's massive, the Department of Defense that has to be dealt with. Find someone, bring in people that you need to advise the people in terms of getting to the bottom of where the money is being flushed down the toilet. I agree with that. Bernie Sanders agrees with that. But find somebody who didn't, I don't really need women. What? Look, I can't write setups for this shit. Okay? It's not possible. It's already funny. Okay? And that's the way it is. And why am I not laughing? Because nobody else is laughing. I think it's funny. Really? Yeah, I do. I think that's funny. I think Tulsi Gabbard, having to do with the National Security Agency, is ludicrous. Okay? Well, she seems to be, have a love affair with Russia. Not really a good idea. Not a good idea. All right? My family's from Russia. Okay? I've repeated that 1,000 times. Guess what? This is you don't want to get involved with them. Okay? You don't know why? Because they really don't want us there. The rest of them do. We're saying, they're not paying enough to have us there. Oh, well, they're putting money into it now. All right? And who gives a shit? Okay? We need them. We need their armaments. We need their boots on the ground. And Ukraine has fought this war, and you're going to pick Tulsi Gabbard. Punchline to a joke? Yes. What's the joke? I don't fucking know. I don't know anymore. Okay? I don't know what the setup is for something that is already ludicrous on the levels that are staggering. Staggering. And then there's, here's a good idea. Robert Kennedy Jr., who felt that, wanted to bring up a lawsuit to stop the manufacture of COVID vaccines. There's a good idea. I think I got that right. Who knows? Probably did. And then the guy he was working with really wanted to get rid of the polio vaccine. That's his lawyer. Well, what am I dealing with here? Okay? Should Robert Kennedy Jr. be giving advice? Yes. His skepticism important? Yes. What does some of his skepticism bring to the table? Psychosis. All right? Really, literally. Well, vaccinations cause autism. No, they don't. All right? Disproven, done. Okay? Figure out what causes it. Should people not be eating the amount of sugar they are? Should the amount of shit going into what we're eating, does that have to stop? Yeah. Why does it take, that amount of time to get rid of red dye number 3 or whatever it is, 2, whatever the fuck? Red dye number 3? Really? Literally? I'm looking for it. Okay? Give me a second here. Okay? Stop bothering me. Red dye number, where the fuck is it? Red dye number 3, I was right. In food, beverages, drugs, it's been everywhere for quite more than 3 decades. And they've known this for a while. So is it good to have somebody, a skeptic around like him? Yeah. Should he be in charge of the FDA? No. Why? No, not enough on his resume. None of these people. Unacceptable resumes. Okay? That helps create the punchline to a joke. Who'd you pick to be in charge of all the animals? Dr. Seuss. Okay? That's the level that we're at. All right? This is madness. Okay? This is joke after joke after joke. well, the Gulf of, not the Gulf of Mexico, the Gulf of the Gulf of America. No, it's the Gulf of Mexico. That's it. All right, no need to take that away. All right, you want to use that to negotiate whatever it is in terms of your border crossing stuff. Make sure that they don't send people out. Okay, try that. But it's, what are you going to go around to every map? Is he going to cross it off with a magic marker? Who's he going to hire to do that? A baron? I literally, Greenland, we're going to buy Greenland. That's not the punchline to a joke, huh? Canada, look, here, see this? That's why I'm wearing this. I didn't wear this to say, hey, I'm leaving the country. No, No, it's because I really have a belief that Canada is vital. Why? Because at some point here, and I've said it every time I'm in that country, they may need to invade us just to stop us from doing the damage that we are doing so quickly to ourselves. All right? We can't laugh anymore. We've lost the laughter to the insanity that we watch. We just sit there and go, oh, this is terrible. No, it's not. It's ludicrous. It is punchline after punchline after punchline, and we stop laughing. All right, and we're gonna have to hassle Canada? No, you don't. As a matter of fact, people go, well, why did you wait so long? I thought you were retiring from touring, and now you're going through March. Well, when did you decide when the fuck I should roll things up? Huh? I don't understand how people didn't. I said I'm going to retire. It doesn't mean in 2 weeks. And from touring, no. It meant that I had to wait around because what I really wanted to finish up working at Toronto and in Montreal. I felt those were two cities that were vital to my growth as a comedian, and certainly my ability to perform overseas, and certainly for my ability to come up with material. Why? Because they don't need the setups we need. They already get the joke. All right? They already know what the setup is, okay? All they need to hear is the punchline. Like, oh, Robert Kennedy Jr., wah, ha, ha. And I wanted to go back and thank them for all they gave me, and especially up at, as much as I've got problems, I had problems with Just for Laughs. I loved playing those galas, and those audiences were great, and a lot of the people I got to meet was terrific, and it had a great deal to do with me kind of, making that transition from a club comic to a comic who could perform in theaters. So, and I love the Canadian people, all right? They have a real sense of giving a shit. They have an empathy that we as a people have, but that nobody seems to, we've seemed to have lost the ability to coalesce it. And how do we know that we've lost the ability? Because we got fires in California, and and what does it break down? Immediately, immediately it becomes a political discussion. What the fuck is the matter with you? Huh? What is the matter with us? There's nothing to discuss politics. It's a fire. All right? Fire knows no politics. Well, they should have what? They should have what? You know what you do? You make sure that they have everything that they can do and have to be able to get rid of those fires. All right? That's what you worry about. And then you go ahead and you vote out the people that you think didn't do the job. But you don't start by pointing fingers all over the place. I mean, I saw it 4 or 5 years ago. You see it every time you're driving through California, all right? It's kindling. The people live in kindling in Los Angeles. They live in kindling. Boy, there was shock. Well, I have to say, Kathleen and I were talking about it. We thought it would be a earthquake that did the damage there. But no, nope, it's the kindling. And it was terrifying and horrifying, and nobody should have had to go through it. And now they're debating how much money to give them because they really need to be responsible to where the cash... come on. Okay? When there is a catastrophe, you send the money, all right? And then if you want to examine it later. But you get them, you say, here's what we think you need now, and get it to them. There's no vote. There's no discussion. Okay? The fuck's the matter with us? Seriously. Well, we really think what? What do you think? Huh? Who's in charge of fire? I can't even come up with the joke. And I think, Kash Patel, I forgot. I just saw my notes. Another one, Department of Justice. Ha, 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 ha. Kash Patel. Wow. Yeah, there's a deep state. No, there isn't. There's barely this much of a state. All right? You really think that the Democrats who were incapable of doing shit came up with a deep state? You really think there's a state behind the state behind the state? Good luck. Okay? I lived in D.C. People weren't running around wearing dark glasses and overcoats unless they were in the CIA, and then you didn't see them because they were down in Virginia when they're hiding out underneath tarps waiting to jump out. That's where the deep state, fucking unbelievable. It really is. This whole made up bullshit. Stop it. All right? Stop it now. It's got to stop. All right? Can we nip this shit in the bud? But we're not. Well, they didn't allow Kash Patel in because, he was really onto something, and they wouldn't pick him, please. All right? Who's ever got the Justice Department puts somebody in who's leaning toward what it is they believe in. That's the way it works, okay? That's it. You don't send people in to kind of start, creating, coming up with bullshit, all right? Just because you make something up doesn't mean it's real. Just because you make something up doesn't mean it's real. Oh, yeah, something I almost forgot. Literally, a day or so before he is being inaugurated as the President of the United States, he starts selling a Bitcoin with his image on it. Hello? The day before. Maybe it was 2 days before. Okay? Is somebody kidding me? Is there no sense of the dignity of this office, and what it means, and that you're not supposed to be making fucking bundles of money because you're in the office? Of course, then people say, well, the rest of them all do it, and the rest of them do it. All right? But they don't advertise it the day before. They don't advertise it. Well, they basically go over and they sneak money. All right? At least that provides a little. I'm sure that's what they would say. But come on. And then they announced that they had a Bitcoin with Melania's image on it. Good. Now we'll have his coinage. Son of a bitch. It's wound me down. The reason I'm wearing this today is to remind you and myself that there are other countries that aren't here, and we can go there and see how they live. Okay? You don't need to flee, but you might want to go see, oh, look, they're living in some sort of harmony. I wonder what that's like. I remember what that was like. And so here's one of those places. And there are a whole bunch of others. And you can look on a map, get a globe and spin it and just point at something. And there, you may want to look it up if you've never heard of the country and you want to check it out. And you might want to see what shots you might need for certain places. But you're going to want to go see places now. It's a good time to do it. All right? You don't need to flee. How am I going to deal with what's happening now? I really don't fucking know. But part of it is I'm not going to. I got other things to do, and if something comes up, and I'm sure it is, like today, every so often today he said he was going to. One of the things he's going to get is he's going to make sure that we have freedom of speech. I thought we had it. That's what I thought I'm sitting here doing. But I guess there's more freedom somewhere, more free speech somewhere within the country. And I hope I find out what that freer speech is. There's freer speech. You just sit there and go, wow, who can write this stuff? Who can write? Huh? How did this happen? All right? If you wrote a novel, and in that novel they elected a president, let us say, like Donald Trump, and And on that day of his inauguration, that day of his inauguration was also MLK Day, Martin Luther King Day. There isn't a critic in the world say, that's really manipulative. That's really pushing the envelope a bit. That's bullshit, all right? Because that just wouldn't happen, all right? It's just too much. It's too convenient for your story. Well, I believe that's the way it's going to be rolling. It's going to be rolling that way all the way through. Okay? We have President Trump is inaugurated on Martin Luther King Day. I mean, if you thought of it, you'd think, wow, this is brilliant, and then you'd be crushed by the reviewers. It's really something to watch. It's really an astounding time to live through. And get ready, because it is going to be ha 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 ha. And so, take your focus, put it where it needs to be. And, don't worry about it. If you're afraid you're going to miss something, no, you're going to hear about it. Because nobody that I know likes to hear the sound of his voice more than this president. I'm a comedian, and I get sick of the sound of my own voice. But he cannot stop. It is, and because it's his words and his voice that create the reality that he lives in, and so many others, and that he put many of us in. And it's time to kind of take a good look and say, enough's enough. All right? I don't need to spend my time doing this. I don't need to breathe that oxygen that he kind of pumps out over and over and over again. It's time for me to breathe my own oxygen. And I hope that you do. I'm going to check to see what else I got here. And I think oh, yeah. And the gang was there. Bezos, yum, licking, and Mark Zuckerberg, who looks a little crazier by the day, lick. And then the good man, the good Mr. Musk. And I'm sure others. It was, and seriously, I'm looking, not a lot of people of color anywhere. But what is, really, they had better things to do that day, and weren't invited. So what are you going to do? It's those three guys, Zuckerberg and Bezos and Musk, and they're throwing amount of money at him to help him have a big inaugural party tonight. And isn't that great? And good for you. And that Mark Zuckerberg is dismantling his fact-checking group. We're not going to check for facts. From the very beginning, I said it from the beginning, you set up, you allowed the social media groups to set up and did not treat them as if they were a form of media, as if they were like television or radio and had to be held accountable for their actions and what they put out there. And you don't put out shit that people make up, all right? You have to. Now, what you're going to have to do now is there'll be a citizen's place, and the folks online will monitor it. What planet are you on? Huh? Mark Zuckerberg, what fucking planet are you on? I'm sorry. It was lunatic from the beginning. You created it, I always felt like, because you needed a date, and now you need a father figure. I guess. I don't know. I don't know what possesses you to not understand, with the gazillion dollars that you have, that you cannot sit down and help. All right? And that's what I got. Mark Zuckerberg. No fact-checking, because there's no need for facts anymore. We have entered a new age, and that age is ha-ha-ha-ha-ha-ha-ha. But on the upside, I do agree, and there's some of the things that I do agree with him, but I don't want to talk about those today. But I did, like with there's stuff that needs to be done in terms of figuring out why does the dyes and why red dye number 3. There's all this stuff that needs to be done. Why is there so much shit in our food? Why are people eating things that are just fatty, fat, fuck fat? Is there a way for us to deal with this? Is there a way for us to do better in terms of our drugs? Is there a way for us to control the border? And there was a way for us to control the border. But now we're going to get it right. We had it right. We had a bill in front of Congress. Do I have to continue to repeat this stuff? This is not brain surgery. It was there. All we had to do was vote for it. And then also, I was going to say goodbye, but no. And then we end with a idiotic. Biden leaves office, and he's got to come up with a whole bunch of, at the very end, he's going to give pardons. He's going to pardon people he shouldn't have had to pardon. Nope. Shouldn't. I don't think he should have done it. All right? And if he was going to do it, he should have done it a little earlier. Or should have talked about it earlier. Not at the last second. And he did it to basically go to Trump, hey, fuck you. And Trump's going to respond in kind. And now we have, in the history of this country that I know of, that they're going after, they're punching out each other with pardons. Well, they really, he didn't pardon his kids, Trump, and, and he gave a pardon to Hunter Biden because, it's his son. That's the one that, was it right? I don't know or give a shit. I can understand where that came from. The others I don't. And it's just beyond belief. The whole thing. Okay? 2 old men who won't even remember the argument that they had that created those pardons a year from now. And that's probably closer to the truth than I even know. But what's amazing is that one thing that I truly agree with is the Trump picks, including Robert Kennedy Jr., wants, he's up for the health secretary. I'm sorry, that's even worse than just the FDA. He's up, I'm sorry, I apologize for my ignorance, but it's hard to follow the insanity. So Robert Kennedy is the choice, is his choice for health, the Secretary of Health. That's a punchline. Sorry. But the Trump picks want pharmaceutical ads off TV. The Trump picks want pharmaceutical ads off TV. Absolutely. Totally agree. That shit's got to stop. Never should have happened. And that the Democrats didn't get rid of it, and the Republicans didn't get rid of it, and that now he comes back to get rid of it. If he does that, that would be a step, wouldn't it? No punchline there, except for the fact that the only punchline is there's too much singing and dancing when it comes to pharmaceuticals. It's not breakfast cereal. All right, let's wrap it up. We're done. Okay? Here's just a fact. This is a fact. This is a fact. The median black family in the United States possesses about 15% of the wealth owned by the median white family. The median black family in the United States possesses about 15% of the wealth owned by the median white family. Yep, we got no problem there. None at all. Sure. It's the black family's fault. That's all there is to it, obviously. And if you think that I meant that seriously, and you write and you say, boy, you shouldn't have said that, I said it, and I didn't mean it seriously. It's disgusting and disturbing, and it's lunacy at this point. We're in the 21st century. We're a quarter of the way through it, and we're still fucking with the incomes of those whose incomes have been fucked with for years. I mean, how many Latinos, how many white people have been, basically crushed, and then believe that, it's these black people who are getting away with murder. Yeah. Boy, oh boy. I've run out of energy. An Arizona tattoo artist is facing criticism for tattooing a 9-year-old girl with the American flag. The co-owner of Yuma's Black Onyx Studio, who goes by the name Sosa, says he's been getting a lot of hate since posting images of the girl's arm tattoo, but insists his conscience is clear. The child's parents gave legal consent, says Sosa, and he deserves credit for talking the family out of their initial request of a portrait of Donald Trump on the girl's neck. On their daughter's neck, they wanted to put a picture of Donald Trump. He's our president. So you take this time for yourself. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out, and pay attention to yourself and what you need, and look around to find the people that you think should be governing in your state, in your neighborhood, and in your city or your county, and make sure they don't ban books. There's a lot of things that need to be done. All right, and and don't worry about what will be happening, because if you think that by worrying about yourself that you'll miss things, no. This is not the presidency in which that happens. People will be barking it out. And remember this too next time, for those of you out there. Boy, those Democrats, they're really woke. No, they're not. Not even close. All right? I mean, they're dumb as posts. Okay? How do I know they're not woke? They're not awake enough to be woke. I'll leave you with that, and a great new set of rants that I want to thank those of you who sent them in. And I appreciate the time, the energy, and the effort that you do. And I can't tell you how much fun they were to read. And please take care of yourselves. All right? And thanks for spending some time with me today. I needed to get a lot of that off my chest, and I hope it made you feel a little better, because I do now. Men, if you're losing your hair, it doesn't mean you can't find it again. Try Hims Hair Loss Solutions, and you'll be joining thousands who have found their hair again. Even though it's common amongst men, it can be hard to deal with hair loss. Hell, it's hard to talk about it for a lot of men, as they can feel insecure about how it makes them look or feel. Hims has allowed for men to seek help and restore their hair by accessing their personalized hair loss solutions. Hims provides you with convenient and quality access to a range of hair loss treatments that work, all from the comfort of your couch. Treating hair loss becomes simple with doctor-trusted options and clinically proven ingredients like finasteride and minoxidil that can regrow hair in as little as 3 to 6 months. You can choose from personalized chewable oral, spray, and serum treatments to find what works best for you. The process is simple and 100% online, so there are no uncomfortable doctor visits. All you have to do is answer a few questions, and a medical provider will determine if a treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your treatment is sent directly to you for free. No insurance is needed, and one low price covers everything from treatments to ongoing care. Hims has hundreds of thousands of trusted subscribers, and they can help you get your confidence back too, with visibly thicker and fuller hair. So start your free online visit today at hims.com/Lewis. That's hims.com/Lewis. That's Lewis, for your personalized hair loss treatment options. hims.com/Lewis. Results vary based on studies of topical and oral minoxidil and finasteride. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if a prescription is appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for full details and important safety information. Rob Stinson joins us to express his rage over something I've never heard anyone get that angry. I've never heard even anyone get angry over. The way New Zealanders talk is so offensive to me that I either want to strangle them or carpet bomb them with vowel pronunciation leaflets. It's elephant, not elephant, morons. The day before today was yesterday. not yesterday. If you told Robert Plant you always enjoyed Led Zeppelin, you might not get the response you expected. God, it is fingers on the blackboard of life for me, Lewis, and I can't think of a humane way to nip it in the bud. Can you? No, I can't, Rob. But it doesn't say that you live in New Zealand. Do you live there? And that's what's driving you crazy. Because if you don't live there, I don't know how many New Zealanders you're running into. I was in New Zealand. I performed there. I was lucky enough to perform there with Jeff Stilson, who's working with me as my opening act again. And I have to say, I don't believe he's hurt. It's just unusual. I've never heard that coming from them. But maybe I was so kind of thrilled to be in New Zealand, I didn't care how they talked. I was just glad I recovered from the jet lag. Okay. Thank you, Rob. Don Cooper shares this with us. Why do cities, especially mine, Syracuse, New York, build bicycle lanes in a city that has 5 months of snow, ice, and cold? I've never seen a bicyclist use these lanes because they are afraid they will get run over. And it's kind of amazing. They're out there, every night here, and it's been frosty as hell. And I don't know how they do it. More people seem to do it here. I don't understand how it works in cities like Syracuse, or even I don't even know if Buffalo has it. But when you're up there in frigidity, I can't see hopping on a bike to get anywhere. So I don't know, John. I have no explanation except that we need to do it. And in Amsterdam, where I've spent a lot of time, they do it constantly. The weather doesn't seem to bother them, and they get pelted with rain, and they're out there rolling along. Maybe we're just not as hardy. I know I'm not as hardy, that's for sure. Thanks, Don. Here we go from Melbin Wareheim. I think many of you can relate to this. Remember when we were young and dumb and it seemed so exciting to welcome in a new year? Sitting around with family or friends discussing what resolutions we would strive for. Don't note to self, don't announce your potential failures in advance publicly, okay? Ask me how I know. Like the calendar change from December 31st to January 1st was some kind of fucking magical portal of change that would get us off our moribund asses and accomplish something we were unable to do yesterday. Obviously, the gyms and exercise equipment makers have used this shrewd marketing ploy to their advantage. Get that unbelievably cheap 1 year membership to make you feel good about yourself and then only show up for a month. They saved that discount money by not having to wash your nasty ass towels for the next 11 months. But perhaps if you just ate and drank moderately and exercised regularly, your out of shape ass wouldn't have to hang out with those weird chubby mouth breathers and misshapen bodybuilders in that sweaty environment. I prefer my fresh air and diet Irish whiskey routine instead. In conclusion, I resolve to be less of a judgmental prick next year. But hope springs eternal. Shh. Don't give up my goal. Sorry for the long rant, and thanks for listening. I got excited for the new year, and I'm glad you did, Melvin. And it wasn't too long, and that is about as long as one of these should be, one of the rants. And you certainly got it off your chest. Glad you could share it. And it is really true that we do expect that between the 31st and the 1st, it's all going to change. It's all going to be for the better. We're going to get, all of a sudden, we're going to find discipline. from our old friend Mildred Ellison. This one is extraordinary. I had not read this one, Mildred. I had not seen it anywhere, but I'll read. Hello. Holy fuck. Netflix are now telling screenwriters to have characters announce what they're doing so people who have a program on in the background, is AKA who aren't paying attention, can follow along. Are they kidding? Are they fucking kidding? This is what we've come to. We are a nation of stupid fucking people. Too stupid to even watch TV. We're too fucking stupid to watch TV. Want to know how we get idiots like Trump running the country and don't have things every other civilized country has, like, universal fucking healthcare or a decent fucking education system? Because we're too fucking stupid to even watch TV. Wow. To tell a writer that come on. If you could just announce what the characters are doing, God, that the characters should announce what they're doing. I mean, that's beyond fucking belief. I mean, seriously. There'll be a whole thing devoted to that. A whole writing course devoted to that. How to develop a character who wanders around announcing what they're doing. Thank you, Mildred. I don't know where you find some of this shit, but that one is astonishing. And there are writers across the country who are now standing on very tall buildings going, I'm going to jump. Mark Lerner had this to say. Lewis, I've come to the conclusion that Satan must have spawned the invention of indoor Christmas tree lights. Whoever invented these things has set the standard for inhumane torture. It's not the face of the president on the walls of Guantanamo. It's this psychopath's. The first set of lights was on a single simple wire. What a delight. What could possibly go wrong if a light burns out? Just replace it, right? Fuck no. Why? Because when one fails, the whole strand goes dark. Now I have to search through my tree, knocking off and shattering my wife's priceless family ornaments, handed down through the generations, ruining Christmas as she tells all the kids how her precious heirlooms were destroyed by Dad. After hours wasted sifting through the lights with a goddamn magnifying glass to try to find the bulb that failed, I just give up, go online, and buy a new set of lights, delivered to my door by Santa's elves of Amazon. Christmas ends, and into the garage go my twinkling tidings of joy. I swear to myself, next Christmas will be different. A year later, I get the lights with the double wires that promise me that only one light will go dark if it fails, not the whole strand, making it easy peasy to find and replace a failed bulb. Better? Fuck no. My beautiful tree is up and decorated, and of course, the day of my Christmas party, I spot multiple dead bulbs in the tree, and here I go again. I find the little fuckers that burnt out, but I need 3 hands and special tools from NASA to get the damn bulbs out. But again, knocking the wife's precious ornaments off the tree, shattering on the floor with my wife yelling, "What was that? What the fuck was that?" I get the new bulbs in, but evidently I did something very wrong, because when I plugged the tree back in, the whole strand fails right in the middle of the tree. Got that? Every motherfucking light in the strand burns out. Here I go again, out to the garage to dig through the carcasses of Christmas past to find that fucking extra strand I bought last year. Frantically, I put the strand into action because the partygoers are about to arrive. But again, I knock off more of my wife's precious family memorabilia, giving her ample new ammunition to complain about to her friends at the party. Christmas ends, and into the garage go my sparkling stars of hope. I swear to myself, next year will be different. A year later, I buy an artificial tree with built-in lights, extra bulbs, redundant wiring, and an integrated lighting system with a fail-safe fuse and one simple plug. Hallelujah! Technology will save me, but this just proves to be the seventh level of hell, Lewis. A whole strand burns out, and I'm back to my NASA tools. My three hands, my failed strands in one complex failure of a technological marvel, surrounded by ever more shards of shattered and irreplaceable tchotchkes and tchotchkes, and the air filled with the joyful cries from my wife warning me, "You better not be breaking my grandmother's fucking ornaments, or there will be hell to pay." Christmas ends, but this time, all of it goes into the trash. I'm done. I cry uncle, Lewis. Satan and his Christmas tree light minions are victorious again. Next year, I swear Christmas will be different. Why? Because I'm off to research the best LED enhanced technological marvel of 2025. What could possibly go wrong? Happy New Year, Lewis. Happy New Year to you. Oh, Mark, Happy New Year to you. And well, I guess I'll be hearing from you next year. I have a feeling. And you shall return with more complaints. Oh, my God. Wow. Ella Diamond rages for a little longer than she should, but it's worth the time, I think. Every so often, someone has something to get off their chest that, you know, that the usual requirement is really it's not sufficient. They need another paragraph, and who can blame them? And I know that that's what some of you feel when you're writing away there, and I can understand it. But I really, once again, I don't mind editing my crap. I just don't want to edit what you have to say. But it's easier if you do it. But Ella, I'm glad you didn't. I had my heart set on reaching out previously to mention my annoyed incredulity at the phrase "my granddog" becoming universally acceptable at any social gathering. Always tempted to ask the usually female speaker if they'd either diddle a Dalmatian, hump a husky, or come at all with a corgi. But that matter is trivial compared with my newest concern, which is the proliferation of required apps that have appeared like goddamn locusts in my life and on my cell phone lately. And now we must download a frigging app to log into just to be able to do fucking anything anymore. OMG, want to pay car insurance? Install the Progressive app first. Want to make a dinner reservation? Install the Cheesecake Factory app first. Want to make sure that you're wiping your ass correctly? Install the Charmin toilet tissue app so that adorable fucking family of bears can fucking advise you of correct technique first. Now, though this required installation of endless app shit was already a tsunami of secretive corporate POS marketing data gathering, but the height of this continually manufactured need for app installation rising tide to use anything and literally everything necessary to modern life happened last week. I'd ordered a common battery operated wireless household product, which was delivered by a well-known national supplier. And as I unboxed it with the eager anticipation of any holiday consumer and ran my hand over the sleek, well-crafted exterior in admiration, I was puzzled at the seeming lack of function buttons until after much visual inspection found a tiny charging port on the bottom. Okay, then plug it in to charge, check box for directions, spot a paper that says, download this app to pair controls for use. I looked. in disbelief. Holy shit, I kid you not. I was sent a vibrator that required a fucking app to use the various functions. You have got to be shitting me, Sherlock. Wow. Like, wow. And then my mind screamed, whoever created this wireless dildo that's also probably gathering data we do not even want to know about had to be created by some millennial or whatever the fuck generational thing they call themselves, evil demonic douchebag that they indeed had to be. Oh, hey, let's try the next setting. Wait, we lost the Wi-Fi signal. Damn it. An app to use a vibrator. These people deserve to be cast down into that Johnny Cash burning ring of fire. Like yesterday. Feeling me? Fuck you, manufacturer. That's the inoperable sex toy that broke my personal camel toes back, so to speak, about using apps for everything. Petitioning my state senator to sponsor a federal regulation banning the use of apps required for use with sex toys. My local rabbi and a few other local clergymen are already on board with lobbying efforts, also deleting each and every one of these intrusive fucking ninja apps on my phone. And fuck you anyway, cheesecake fucking angel of death, artery clogging factory. Wow. This comes to us from Ella Diamond, straight from colder than a well-digger's ass, New Jersey. Well, thank you, Ella. It had to be said, and I'm glad you shared a personal and private moment for what made you snap over apps. They're everywhere. They are everywhere, with more to come. Because this is now up to 64 gigabytes, 128, whatever you need. Whatever you need, Ella, for the other 12,000 apps. There'll be an app so that you don't have to get excited when you're using the vibrator. There'll be an app that'll be excited for you. Thank you for sharing. Thank you so much. Thanks to all of you for listening to my Rantcast. If you have a rant you want to get off your chest, send it in to me at lewisblack.com/live. You can think of it as therapy, or whatever you want to think of it as. Just let it rip. And I want to thank the true stars of our show, the ranters, and the splendid rants they gave us. Lewis Black's Rantcast was created and hosted by me, Lewis Black. Our live rant audio was produced by James Salter. Our theme song by Chris Lane. Executive producer, Ben Brewer. Executive producers, Matt Kleinschmidt and Robert Kelly.